Success does not require permission. It requires action. Sharing your goals and your dreams with others, it seems like a good idea. We all want validation. We all seek validation. But the truth is, it's a distraction. An energy draining distraction. Don't announce your plans. Don't announce your plans too soon. Okay? It's one of the biggest mistakes that people with goals make. One of the reasons is because it's an energy drainer. It's an energy zapper. You think the person or the people that you're talking to about your plans have your best interest at heart, and some of them really do. But if they're not where you want to be in life and you share your goals with them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to roll their eyes. They're going to doubt you. They're going to put off some type of negative energy, even if they don't mean to. There are going to be some haters that actually mean to discourage you. But then you're going to have the people that really love you. And because they didn't do it, they're going to think you're not capable of doing it. So therefore, they're going to throw negativity your way without even meaning to. Anytime you share your goals and your dreams, you're opening the door for other people's doubts. And they can doubt you with words. They can doubt you by rolling their eyes. They can doubt you by just telling you all the reasons why your goals won't work, or they think you can't do it. And that's going to hinder you. That's going to deplete your energy and your enthusiasm. That's going to lower your vibration. So keep your goals and your plans to yourself. Even again, people that don't mean you any harm. Any discouragement, any negativity, any doubt is going to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And even if you're not consciously aware that it's doing that, it lowers. Telling other people your plans drains your energy, and it lowers the overall vibration in the whole atmosphere of what you're trying to do. You start second guessing yourself, and then you start wondering, I wonder if they're right. I wonder, I didn't think of that negative point. You're right. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. What about my day job? This is too expensive. What if people don't receive me well? What if this product doesn't sell? What if they don't like me? And then, you see, that's what happens when you don't act and you talk and you share. I understand a lot of people share because they're trying to do the opposite of what it actually does. They're trying to get motivated by sharing. They're trying to get people to encourage them and to cheer them on and to give them the energy and the hope to do it. I understand, but you're actually creating the opposite effect, ironically, by doing that. And scientifically, what I'm saying is actually rooted in science. I looked this up before I started talking. Okay, when you talk about things that excite you, you get this thing called dopamine. You get this blast of dopamine in your brain, and you feel really excited because you're talking. But think about this. That could be counterproductive because the talking is making you feel good, not the doing. If you're talking about something, and the thought and the words are making you feel excited, but you're not actually doing anything or putting in the work and taking actual steps, then all your energy is going into being happy at the thought of it, not at what you're actually accomplishing. You see what I'm saying? Dopamine should be received. You should get dopamine from accomplishing steps, not talking about it. That's another reason you got to keep it to yourself, because scientifically, talking about it is going to give you dopamine. Don't focus on external approval and motivation. Put all your focus internally. Let all that energy be the fuel and the drive. Let it be the gas that you need. Don't seek outside approval. Don't look for anybody on the outside to give you that gas. Give yourself the gas. Even if it's a little accomplishment, one little thing a day. Okay? And also, don't get caught up in trying to learn and study. What is my first move? How am I going to implement my plan? You can, and I'm a victim of this. One of the motivation for me actually coming here and saying this is I'm a victim of this myself, where I spend so much time trying to plan what I want to do. And you know what? Be honest, a lot of that comes from fear. When you're afraid, deep down inside, you spend a lot of time planning because you don't want to mess up. You want to get it all right. Let me look into how I'm going to start this business. Let me look into how I'm going to start this endeavor. Let me look into how I'm going to start. Because you don't want to just start it. You're so busy trying to learn. Let me look at other people who've done this and see if I can mirror them. Yeah, that's fine. But don't spend too much time doing that. All you're doing is, you might be subconsciously doing it, but all you're doing is procrastinating because you're afraid to start. Start. If it's a business and you need to buy a piece of equipment, buy the equipment. You can always upgrade later. Okay? If it's a website, start it. Hire someone. Stop looking into who's going to build my website. Get it done. If you don't know how to do it, stop wasting time saying, I'm going to figure out how to build my own website to save money. All the time you're wasting trying to figure out how to do it yourself, you could have hired someone. You could hire a college student to build your website. Okay? Stop procrastinating and stop talking and get it done. Do it. Do it by taking one step at a time. It doesn't matter how little the step is. A step is a step. Never allow yourself to be motivated by other people's opinions. Because anytime you get motivation from other people, and if your motivation is subject to someone else's approval, you will always fall. Because as soon as that approval is taken away, you'll crumble, you'll fall. Okay? Anytime you rely on anyone else for support, you're subject to outside forces and outside mood swings. Okay? If you're seeking validation from outside of yourself, that person might switch up on you. And 9 times out of 10, trust me, people switch up. Even the most loyal friends, the most well-meaning people will switch up on you. So never, ever, ever place your confidence in the hands of anything outside of yourself. Keep your goals to yourself. Keep a bubble around yourself. Create a space where your goals are protected in like a bubble that shields out any form of negativity. Keep it secret and keep it silent. Let the results literally speak for themselves. And then the funny thing is, especially when you tell people that really don't care about you, when you just talk and you announce and you say, you know what you also do? You set up a space for people with a certain type of low vibration and energy and mindset. They wait for you to fail so they could say, look at all that shit he or she talked. Now look at them. All of that shit you talked. Whereas let's say you don't announce your goals, right? And you fail or something goes wrong. Then you're not embarrassed. It's like nobody knows. Nobody knows you failed because you didn't go bragging and you didn't announce it. So that's another reason to keep your goals to yourself. Okay? Because if you run into problems or obstacles or stumble along the way, no one's keeping score. No one is watching. It's a learning mistake. It's a learning curve. Get back on the horse and keep going. You see what I'm saying? But if you're constantly talking and showing off and telling people what you're going to do and trying to get people's approval, whenever anything goes wrong, you got all these eyes on you. And then you really don't want to accomplish your goals because then you start feeling embarrassed. And you start feeling like, oh, I can't do it. You know, look at all these people looking at me, laughing at me. I failed. I can't do it. Keep your goals to yourself. There's so many reasons to do that. The less you talk, the more you're going to do. The more energy you're going to have to do. And the more you do, the more progress you're going to make. And the more progress you make, the more the same people that you want to impress are going to see. Protect your energy. Spend less time defending your decisions if you do that. If you protect your energy and you protect your goals and you keep your personal goals and aspirations and secret, you're literally protecting them. Okay? Everybody's not going to be able to go where you want to go and where you're going. And 9 times out of 10, when you're telling somebody about your goals, it's not somebody who's already achieved them. If you're striving for a certain lifestyle, or if you're striving to attain certain things, to be in a certain tax bracket or whatever, 9 times out of 10, the people that you're sharing that with aren't there. And they're not even trying to go there. Okay? So they might even, without even wanting to be, they might be jealous. They might become jealous of you. You're pointing out to them, hey, I'm moving up. You're staying still. And then they're going to resent you. Okay? Unfortunately, most of the time, that's what we find in human nature. They're going to resent you. They're not going to be proud of you. They're going to resent you because they don't have the guts to do what you want to do or what you're trying to do. Personally, this has happened to me so many times. Even when I'm having an innocent conversation with someone that I care about or that cares about me, and I slip and I say something and they give a counter argument, I end up wasting 20, 30 minutes on the phone or in person talking to someone that is actually, friend or family or someone, cool that I love. But I end up spending 30 minutes and that to an hour worth of energy trying to justify what I know within my heart to be valid, to be doable. You know what I'm saying? And that 30 minutes I could have taken out and I could put it towards bettering me and working towards what I'm trying to work towards. How many times you get on the phone? A lot of people get mad at me. A lot of my old friends, I have friends that will say, you're not a good friend because you don't ever call me or you don't talk to me or we don't get up. Because what are we talking about? It's a waste of energy. 9 times out of 10, not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, depending on where you're at and where you're trying to go with it, you find that discussing it or discussing anything or something trivial is wasting energy. And there's only 24 hours in a day and you spend 8 of those asleep, 7 to 8 of those hours asleep. Okay? So you got what? How many hours? You got 16 hours? And if you have a regular job, then you have even less than that to focus on what's really important to you and what you're trying to accomplish. So then if you're talking to somebody about it and they're giving you counter arguments, you done wasted 2 hours out of your life trying to convince someone who's not even on board with you and who's not even actually your business partner and who's not even helping you to achieve your goals. What are you explaining to them for? Ask yourself that question. What are we even talking about this for? Are you helping me to reach my goal? So then now if you're asking someone to invest in your business, then yeah, you sit down and you talk to them for an hour, but if it's not someone that you're asking for money or an investment, or if it's not someone that's actually going to be a part of your business, why are you even wasting that precious time? You'll also notice that in life you might have a group of people that you hang out with or spend time with or friends with. And the higher you're climbing to achieve what you want to achieve, let's talk money. Most people could understand that. The more you start to climb out of that tax bracket, you're going to have to leave some people behind. That's a harsh reality because people are going to start resenting you. If they're not ambitious, like attracts like. You have to be evenly yoked with friends, with family, with partners. And if you find that you're climbing up out of a certain environment, a mental environment, it doesn't have to be necessarily physical, but I'm talking about your neighborhood, your physical environment, and your mental environment. If you start learning and you start growing and you start speaking on certain things, but you're still hanging out or talking to a crowd that is not intellectually going where you're going, they're going to resent you and they're going to start looking at who the hell you think you are. Who she thinks she is. Who does he think he is? Oh, he thinks he's better. Or that person thinks because you know more than they do, or you've learned more than they do, or you're going someplace that they don't want to go or can't go or think they're not capable of going. They're literally going to resent you. And that's dangerous. That's just not spiritually dangerous. That's physically dangerous. Because people will sabotage you. Yes. It's a thin line between love and hate. People that were once best friends have become enemies over stuff that seems simple, but it's not. It's vibrational and it's spiritual in nature. Guard yourself. At the end of the day, we have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of energy. Don't waste any of it trying to prove yourself or prove anything to anyone. Prove something to yourself only. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. Unless, again, you're in a boardroom and you're trying to get a loan or you're in front of a bank loan officer. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about friends and family and just people in general, your partner, your lover, your spouse. It's unfortunate especially if your spouse doesn't believe in you or your partner doesn't believe in you, your sexual partner. But again, sometimes you go places and you're headed places that you can't bring the people that are with you now with you. That's a harsh reality. Do you want to stay stuck on stupid and stay at the level they're on, or do you want to elevate? Sometimes you're in an environment, let's say your home environment. Like I said, it could be a spouse. It could be a work environment. Wherever you are, once you realize you're not on the same wavelength, I don't want to say level because that implies that you think you're above someone. But if you're not on the same page, that's a better way to put it. Once you realize, even in your home or in your work environment, once you realize you're not on the same page, withdraw your energy. Don't discuss your life. Don't discuss your plans. Don't discuss your progress, your failures. Don't discuss anything with anyone. Withdraw that energy. Think of energy like Georgia Power, right? Or your whatever power company that you have. Every time you flick on that light, you pay for that. You pay for that. You got to pay to use Georgia Power's energy or Con Edison's energy or Southern Pacific's energy. You got to pay whenever you use it. So guard your own personal internal energy the same way you guard your wallet. Okay, you don't leave the lights blasting all day. You turn them bitches off when you're not using it, when you don't need it for something specific. You turn everything off because you pay for it. Guard your personal energy inside yourself, your body, your mind, and your heart. Guard that. And think every time you extend your energy, think of it as money going out. If what I'm saying doesn't ring, a bell with you, then look at it in terms of every time I squander my energy, I'm squandering money. Because your health is more important than money, because you could have all the money in the world. But when you squander your health and your vitality and your motivation, you're squandering your health. Think about it. Spirit told me to say that, come here and say that. And I've been listening to Spirit these days. Not by trying to get individual people's attention and talk to someone individually, but by just putting it out there for everyone to benefit off of. Somebody will hear this and it will ring true for somebody with somebody. And then they needed to hear it. Okay? Spirit told me I needed to hear it. Focus, Natasha. You think you're focusing, but you're not. You're procrastinating. And this is how you're procrastinating. I need you to focus, baby girl. Okay? You got a finite amount of time on this earth. You don't know when your time is going to be up. But let's say you live for the next 50 years. You still got a finite amount of time. You want to accomplish something? Get to it.